I sat down one time and I was asking myself the perfect way to explain the actual capacity of a working team. And I found four pillars that stood out prominently when I thought about it. A team, when well organized, well oiled, whether a football one, a corporate one, a school organization, a house or a family, must cohere so that it can achieve its set objectives. And that coherence cannot come in unless the following four pillars have been established. And the first pillar that I thought is very, very important in a working team is the pillar of communication. What do we mean by communication? That is transfer of information from one part of the organization or the family to another. And this is only sustainable if what is being communicated is indeed necessary, important, well worded, or well coined in a language that is acceptable and appreciable by all, and minding or putting into consideration the consequences of that kind of communication. In case somebody has nothing to talk about, indeed they should not indulge in any communication per se, unless you have gauged the reason and the purpose of that particular communication. And it's important that you appreciate what it is that you're communicating from the perspective of the purpose. It may be unnecessary, so you don't need to go there. It could create conflict, so you don't need to go there. And this is what we are looking forward to avoid in this particular team. So communication is very, very important. If you want to make a critical assessment of a person, call them aside, talk to them, finish it there, and don't carry that information out there to discuss. If you're in a meeting and you have disagreed with a point, register the disagreement in that particular meeting. Don't walk out there and during dinner you start telling others that are not necessarily even members of that particular organization how you didn't like the way the chairman handled the circumstance. Whatever is passed in a meeting and you disagreed but you aired your view remains there. You don't go to discuss it. So communicate by focusing on each of the aspects that you're talking, and may your views carry you through. The second pillar is the pillar of unity of purpose. In any organization, in any group, in any family, you must be united towards a particular purpose. In other words, each of the members of that particular group must understand the reason for which it exists. If you do not know the reason why a particular organization exists, if it is a car repair company, it exists to repair people's cars. If it is a harvesting company, a grain handling company, a school, whatever you exist for, all the members of that particular organization must appreciate the purpose for that organization's existence and serve it towards the achievement of that common goal. You must be united in purpose. If you're not, then some will be pulling here and there when others are walking 2 steps to the front, others will be walking 2 steps to the back. So in any organization, it is important for all of us to appreciate that we need to be united to the achievement of the set objective of the organization. If you feel that you are not interested or you are not in agreement with whatever set objective is there, then it's important that you actually ship out so that you allow the rest to move smoothly to the achievement of their set objectives. Do not throw a spanner in the works by being unnecessarily critical or simply going ahead to enunciate things that you know are achieving nothing but breaking up the organization. So it's better you step aside and allow other people of like mind to proceed. And the third aspect that I believe is very, very important is sacrifice. If you sacrifice is basically a give and take attitude, whereby you work, yes, to the achievement of that set goal, but be ready to sacrifice to support each other. If someone calls in late, you need to sacrifice to stay on until this person arrives, instead of leaving the area of operation unattended. It is important that to consider each other. It is important to give rather than be given. It is important to pay attention to what the organization is missing. It is important to honor each other. You ask yourself, does this organization need me? And to what extent does it need me? But we need to be very careful. Some people bend over backwards, double, to sacrifice for organizations when others are laughing away. It is important to be differentiated. Just like those who don't pull together in the direction towards which the organization desires. There are those who make more sacrifices than others. But I think at this juncture, we need to appreciate some may not be pulling that effectively because of their lack of expertise. And indeed, the moment you discover that somebody lacks some expertise in a particular area, it is important that you yourself, that is better, can support that person. Focus on the positives of that person rather than focusing on the negative. Many people in organizations are not ready to sacrifice to train or to improve the skills of others so that the organization can be better. Kindly sacrifice. Finally, direction. What are the goals of the organization? Where is the organization going? What has the CEO come up with as a set targets, goals, objectives? And has he sold this idea to each of the people that are working in that organization? If it is a school, what is the motto of the school? What is the vision? What is the mission? What are even the core values? Because indeed, you can't get to the mission of the school unless the core values, which are the daily modus operandi of the school, are lacking. And it's a shocker, therefore, when you find that the organizations whose CEOs and workers do not understand the core business. They don't understand the core values. They don't understand the vision, the mission. Not even the motto is only understood from the point of view of it is actually engraved at the door as you enter. That is the only way in which people remember that. But it's important that many of us understand what it is that we are working for, so that we are able to say this is indeed what we want to see in our products. You can't be a leader in a school and you don't know the school mission. What is it that you want to produce in these children? Or you don't know the vision. So you must know the direction to which the organization is going, the direction to which your home is going, the direction to which your factory is going. And the moment you appreciate that, you will follow it through. If these 4 pillars are taken into consideration, then the teams will work smoothly. God bless you.